Australian officials will trial a home quarantine system for fully vaccinated international travellers arriving in Sydney, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said on Friday, as the country moves to reopen its borders despite persistent COVID-19 cases. Australia closed its international border in March 2020 in response to the pandemic, allowing entry almost exclusively to citizens and permanent residents who are required to undergo a mandatory 2-week hotel quarantine at their own expense. Sydney, which has received more returning residents from abroad than other Australian cities, will trial the 7-day home quarantine program later this month. Authorities will use a mobile phone app and face recognition technology to monitor compliance by around 175 people, including residents, non-residents and some Qantas air crew. The use of the technology, already piloted with returning defence personnel in South Australia state, has been criticised by privacy campaigners. Australia has locked down Sydney and Melbourne, its largest cities, and the capital Canberra, impacting nearly half its 25 million population, in response to an outbreak of the highly infectious Delta variant that began in June. Victoria reported 510 new cases, the majority in state capital Melbourne, on Friday, its second highest daily rise this year, and 1 death. New South Wales reported 1,284 new cases, most in Sydney, down from 1,351 on Thursday, and 12 deaths. Morrison announced the home quarantine trial ahead of a national cabinet meeting later in the day where federal and state leaders plan to discuss vaccine passports and further easing of curbs. The federal government's reopening plans are predicated on Australia reaching a 70 to 80% vaccination rate for its adult population. The national rate is currently at around 45%, but is